Hey, what's up, guys? Houston here. I hope that you all are having a blessed and wonderful day. Hey, I wanted to talk to you all about NASA Federal Credit Union. Okay, now, one thing I want to say that I've seen somebody state NASA Federal Credit Union is racist. All right, I'm going to tell you guys that's BS. All right, and the reason I know it's BS because I have clients and stuff that are black that are members of NASA Federal Credit Union. And I think what it was, this guy said he couldn't join. And here's the reason why he may not have been able to join. Remember, I continue to tell you about your address, okay? When it's with old databases and stuff like that, and you haven't updated your address on your driver's license, all right? So whatever address you put on their application, okay, and they need to verify you, if they run it through one of those old databases and it doesn't match up, that can get you declined. Or if you submit the application and they said we need your ID and the address on your ID does not match up, then this can be a challenge for them and they may not allow you to get in. All right. Now, that doesn't mean that there isn't better credit unions out there. The reason NASA Credit Union is good, and I continue to tell people to go to NASA Federal Credit Union, is because they use a VantageScore scoring. They use one of the lowest hanging fruits in order to qualify you for funding. Okay. They use one of the lowest hanging fruits. And so what does that mean? That means that you can load up your credit file to increase the credit score with authorized users. Now, I always tell you, don't go over 2 authorized users. It's not necessary, all right? Adding on your rental payments, adding on your utilities, adding on your subscriptions. And that influences your credit score. And the reason why NASA is much easier to be able to get qualified, like they offer the loans up to $30,000, the lines of credit up to $30,000. Speaking of lines of credit, for those of you that's struggling to get a line of credit, I have some lenders that I'm going to suggest to you, so hold on. But the challenge, again, for most people, if you can't get in, either you probably are geo-restricted, but most of the time they're across the nation. So you can't even say that they're geo-restricted, all right? So the way that you join is through the National Space Society. Now, here's the thing that I would tell you to do, especially if you have bad credit. This is how you actually backdoor NASA Federal Credit Union, all right? Now, yes, they do a soft pull on their personal loans, their lines of credit, their credit cards, so you can do a pre-approval, okay, before you even join. But you do need to join through the National Space Society. Now, here's the thing I want you all to understand. If you have challenging or bad credit, what you should be doing is gardening the relationship for at least 30 to 60 days. Again, within that 30 to 60 days, you can add authorized users to increase the credit score. You can add rental payments, subscriptions, utility bills, okay, to boost up that credit score. But the good thing about it, you open up a secured loan, you can open up a secured CD, or you can open up a secured credit card. Now, I would tell you, I would do the secured credit card as well as the secured loan, so I can have 2 primary trade lines. Now, the reason I tell you to add the authorized user, because whenever you add new trade lines to your credit file, what ends up happening, it re-ages your credit file, okay? So adding the authorized user, but it has to be the right type of authorized user, because all authorized users history does not transfer over. If you need help with authorized users, you can schedule a one-on-one meeting by hitting the link below. But I'm telling you, they're one of the easiest credit unions to be able to get funding from, all right? So that being said, again, looking at it, if you're looking for the line of credit, that 30,000 line of credit, and why I'm pointing this out is because, remember, I continue to tell you, with a line of credit, they only charge you interest on what you actually borrow. So if you qualify for $25,000 line of credit, but you only use 15, you're only paying interest on that 15,000. All right. And that still looks good on your credit file when it's a $25,000 line of credit and you only using 15. Now, I always tell you, with revolving credit cards, I always tell you, you want to keep those below 10%, not 30%, because this also increases the credit score. All right. So that being said, some of the places that if you can't get a line of credit from them and you need a line of credit to pay down your revolving debt so your credit score can go up so you can get funding through NASA, then you may want to look at Lend Nation, okay? They offer a $10,000 line of credit. Now, here's the thing about it. They do not focus on the credit score. They focus on the deposit. Do you have regular income? Okay, regular deposits in the income. All right. Now with Lend Nation, they're not in all 50 states. All right, but they do offer a line of credit up to $10,000. Then you also have Net Credit. You all heard me talk about Net Credit. They not only offer a $10,000 loan, but they offer a $4,500 line of credit. Okay, if you want to even go further down the rabbit hole, Checking the Cash. Checking the Cash will give you $5,000 loan. They offer you a line of credit up to $4,000. All right. Now, again, talking about Vantage credit scores, those are going to be your best low-hanging fruit, whether it's a 3 or a 4. Your Vantage 3 would be like BCU, Baxter Credit Union. Okay, now to join through them is the Life Money U program, and so with the Life Money U program, it's $5, but they'll waive it. Now, one of the things about BCU, you have to understand, they use TransUnion Vantage 3. All right. Now, I'll also tell you a little hack about your Vantage score so you can possibly utilize it. All right. But going back to BCU is that they may want to do a phone call, okay, just to verify who you are and everything like that. So that's one of the credit unions that's very good because it is a Vantage 3 credit union. All right. Now, if you have bad credit, you have a high debt to income ratio above 70%, but you have a good income, then you may want to look at Avant. Because Avant, they're a little more flexible. Their loans go up to $35,000. All right. Now, again, these are lenders that won't put a hard pull on the credit. When I'm referencing lenders, I'm talking about like Avant. You can do a pre-approval with them. All right. Now, going back to NASA, like I said, you can leverage the backdoor method in order to get approved. Now, here's what I was saying about the hack. What you can do, Credit Karma gives you what? Your Equifax and your TransUnion scores, right? So what you can do, if you have negative items, you can challenge your TransUnion scoring and your Equifax, all right? Now, granted, NASA actually pulls Experian. However, the thing about it is when you challenge those negative items with them, they come up within 24 to 48 hours. All right. On your Vantage. Now, that doesn't say that your FICO score 8. All right. That's on your Vantage. Then what you can do is call over the phone with Experian, or even just get your free Experian file and log in it, and you can challenge that. And like I said, they'll pause it and they'll remove it. It usually takes 48 to 72 hours to remove it. Now, that doesn't give you a full investigation when you're using FICO 8. However, with this Vantage 4, that Experian that NASA uses, it'll give you enough leverage to where you can see your score go up, and then you can start applying for credit with NASA Federal Credit Union. All right. Now, I hope this video helps you. If you have any question about business credit funding, personal credit funding, removing negative items off the credit, click the link in the description. Schedule a one-on-one consultation. Thank you.